Hi, in this video we'll be talking about slicing numpy arrays. As usual, let's start with importing numpy as np. Now, as far as slicing is concerned, there's nothing special about it as far as one-dimensional arrays are concerned. It works just like with any sequences. Let's have a look. Let's start with a list. This is a regular Python list. And now let's slice it like so. lst start index 2, past index 6, which means the element at index 6 is not included. And what we get is this 25, which is at index 2, and then 4 elements up to index 5. Or let's slice our list like so. lst from element at index 4 to the end. Fine. Index 4 to the end. Good. Or like so. lst from the beginning to index 5. Actually to index 4 because 5 is not included. And what we get is from the beginning to index 4. Fine. And now let's create a numpy array. R equals np array out of our list. Let's print it out. Fine. So here we have our numpy array. And now let's slice it like so. R from 2 to 6. We get a slice from element at index 2, which is 25, to element at index 5. So here. Now, if we use the print function, the output is slightly different. Print R from 2 to 6. We just get the slice. And now let's slice our array from index 4 to the end. Print R 4 to the end. And we get the following slice. Or let's slice it from the beginning to index 5, actually to index 4. And this is what we get. And now let's have a look at multidimensional arrays. How do we slice them? We separate the ranges for each dimension by commas inside one pair of square brackets. So first let's define a two-dimensional array like so. Okay, let's print it out. Fine. Here's our two-dimensional array. Now let's make some slices. To better visualize what's going on, I'm adding some images so that you can see which elements are in the slice. So again, here's our original array. Now let's slice it. Say we want the rows from 1 to 3 and the columns from 2 to the end. So this is how we can do it. Print A square brackets 1 to 4. This is the slice in the first dimension, so rows from 1 to 3 because 4 is not included, and this is the slice in the second dimension from column 2 to the end. And what we get is the following: rows from 1 to 3 and columns from 2 to the end. And now we want the rows from the beginning to 2 and the columns from 1 to 2. So print A from beginning to 2, so we need the index 3, and 1 to 2, so again we need the index 3. And this gives us the following. Rows from the beginning to 2 and columns from 1 to 2. And now, let's make a slice with all rows and columns. This is how we can do it. Print A, slice everything in the first dimension and everything in the second dimension. And what we get is the whole of it. Fine. If we skip the indices for some dimensions, they are automatically set to column, so the whole dimension gets into the slice. Here's an example. We want the rows from 1 to 2 and all the columns. Print A 1 to 3, which means rows from 1 to 2. And now we skip the second dimension, which means we get everything in the second dimension. Here's the output. We get all the columns. We can also use the step. Here, we want every other row and the columns from the beginning to 2. So, print every other row. So, from beginning to end with step 2. And in the second dimension, the columns from the beginning to 2. So we need the pass index 3. And here's what we get. And one more example with the step. This time we want every other row and every other column. So print A from beginning to end step 2. And in the other dimension, from beginning to end step 2. And here we have it. There's one more thing about slicing numpy arrays. There's a difference between how list slices and array slices behave. Have a look. First, let's define a list and make an array out of it. A equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now the array. Capital A equals NP array of A. Let's print our array. Fine. Now let's slice the list and the array. So list slice equals A 1, 2, 5. Array slice equals A 1, 2, 5. Print list slice. Print array slice. Fine. Now let's change the first element in each slice to 10. So, list slice at index 0 equals 10. Array slice at index 0 equals 10. If we now print the list, we get the original list without the change we made in the slice. So let's print our original A list. And this is what we get, our original list without the change. But look what happens if we now print the array. Print capital A. The change we made in the slice is also visible in the array. Now, why is that? Well, when we slice a list, we create a new object. And when we slice an array, we don't create a new object. Instead, we create a view on the original array, and any change we make on the view will also modify the array. Okay, that's it for this video. If you like it, a thumbs up would be great. Also, make sure to subscribe for future videos. If you want to leave a comment or ask a question, you're welcome to do so. Thanks for watching.